Green flags in a woman. Number one, she's not following the rule book. A lot of women are mistaken thinking that they need to follow certain rules or act difficult or be a challenge to attract a high value man. All you're doing is attracting low value guys who don't have self-respect and don't value their time. The best way to attract a high value dude is to be his piece. Bring him something, motivate him. Be the woman in his life that he can come back to and unwind with. Not some woman that's following rules or playing some kind of trick game. And number two, support your purpose instead of trying to take you away from it. The woman that's constantly trying to take you away from you working hard, she needs more and more of your attention, is a woman that's never gonna stop this. Your woman should be motivating you to achieve more things instead of trying to take you away from them.
The way online dating works is changing right now. And before a few years ago, the majority of online dating was carried out similarly. Since late 1990, it has always been done that way. Ads would be posted online by individuals on sites like Plenty of Fish, OK, Cupid, Lava Life, and eHarmony, among others. Then, guys would send hundreds of messages to women, and if they were lucky, they would get one response from each of the dozens or even hundreds of women they contacted. And in such a scenario, men would have to put in a lot of effort to meet a woman and have a conversation with her. Women, on the other hand, would simply relax and take in the attention. Tinder, and to a lesser extent, Hot or Not, are the two main components of what I like to refer to as Dating 2.0, which emerged a few years ago. Additionally, neither a man nor a woman is required to create a profile in this new dating method. Both of them simply swipe left for people they don't like and right for people they do like. Again, guys are effectively attracting women's attention because most men close their eyes and begin to swipe to the right to expand the pool of women who will choose them back. Additionally, as an experiment, women who are unattractive and ugly will swipe to the right for the majority of men they see, particularly if the men are rated 3 or 4 on the attractiveness scale. Following Louis Marco's statement, the majority of men flick to the right for every girl they see. I decided to perform the same action on Tinder to examine the outcomes. I was matched with some of the most overweight and unattractive women I could have imagined, and they also released a dozen of them. However, in the past, when I tried to select women based solely on their attractiveness, I only found half a dozen matches in the past 3 months. Remember that women don't respond to a man's profile if it's unique and interesting. And the majority of women will contact you back if you set off the right things according to what they want. This is something to keep in mind when using online dating. Online dating has changed from being cerebral because you would have to charm women with your words to be visual. So you are more likely to receive a response if you are well-dressed, groomed, fashionable, and have muscles and just the right proportions. Additionally, I used to believe that unattractive women would swipe to the right for the majority of images as men did. A woman in her mid to late 30s or older who is unattractive has an unattractive face, and is overweight is almost impossible to approach. After that, you will be taken to the clearance center for online dating. From there, they go to the bargain basement auction dating sites, and the same is true for short, bald, middle-aged people. At the very least, you should possess one of these 3 characteristics: youth, a pretty face, or a pretty body. If you're one of these guys who stoops down and dates a woman who isn't particularly attractive. In addition, I have stopped looking for extremely intelligent women to date. I've met a few of them in my life, but I just happened to come across them. However, if you go on Tinder and try to meet people, you'll often find that the profiles of your matches are usually only 3 or 4 lines long. Zeb, you also say that women consistently put the same things in their profiles. They say they like dogs, but based on what I've seen, most of them are looking for long-term relationships. No weirdos, jerks, or guys just looking for one-night stands. But the irony is that if they met a hot guy, they probably would start sleeping with him right away. And if he didn't start sleeping with them right away, they probably would think of him as weird. Additionally, I frequently wonder why women aren't being more sincere in their profiles. Additionally, I don't believe they give them much thought. It all boils down in my opinion, to what is socially acceptable. They all want to appear to be adhering to the unspoken social rules and don't dare to break them. And the conformity is amazing. Also, they all say they like to drink with friends, which often means they like to get drunk. They also say they like to read, take pictures, travel, and spend time with friends and family. Or, this is my personal favorite, they are foodies who enjoy spending a lot of money on meals. Once again, I'm into spirituality. They all appear to be practicing yoga and carrying the yoga mat wherever they go, and I'd like to hear something completely different from one of these profiles. And why couldn't they pursue martial arts, urban exploration, poetry or music writing, peak oil awareness, sustainability, or survival? The majority of men I know enjoy traveling books. They like dogs and eat well, but in addition to these activities, they also like to do things that are specific to them and break away from the norm. The majority of guys enjoy the same things that women do, but not always the same things as other guys. The majority of men appear to be better at deciding for themselves and remaining loyal to their desires. It appears that the majority of women lack this quality or ability. The relative worth of other females determines their dating value in life. Many men compare themselves to other guys based on how useful they are to them and how much money they make compared to their friends. However, not all men care about money. However, the majority of men typically acquire their value in terms of their sense of self-worth by working for money at something. In defiance of convention, some women appear to have a variety of personal interests when they are in their early 20s. I'm referring to women in their early to middle 20s. However, by the time the majority of them reach their late 20s and early 30s, they frequently conform to traditional occupations. At this point, if a woman stated on her online profile that she was into goth, I would discover that she is still into that culture because she enjoys it rather than because it is popular. That would interest me more than what the majority of women post on their profiles. However, online dating is much better than when I first met women online in the late 1990s. Because of this, I believe it is crucial to make the most of the limited time between now and then to expand the mgtow movement to its fullest extent. Imagine dating in virtual reality. It would be similar to speed dating enhanced. In a single hour, you could see hundreds of women. In this way, society and social values would ensure that there would be no barriers to pairing up and using this technology. We used to use words online to attract people of the opposite sex 5 to 10 years ago. We now use pictures. Video and then virtual reality are likely the next steps. I'd like to see how women use technology that forces them to show off their entire bodies in high definition to hide their flaws. I also believe that the first company to use the Oculus Rift or a technology that is similar to it to create virtual reality dating profiles will make a lot of money and stay ahead of the curve in technology.